journal entries in electronic bank statement. These entries are divided into three parts: payment to vendor, the receipt from customers, direct debit by bank, that is bank charges, commission, etc. Coming to first part, payment to vendor against invoices. The payment method could be check or transfer. Whatever may be the case, typically we are going to follow this standard process. At the time of vendor invoice booking, if it is coming from GRIR account debit, if it is direct entry, expenses, or depends on the case, the debit will change, credit will be given to the vendor account. Now, when we issue the check to the vendor or transfer the amount to the vendor, end user will post this entry: vendor account debit to outgoing payment clearing account. Here we are posting this entry. If you are using APP, then APP will post, the automatic payment program will post this entry. If we are not using APP, from F-53, post with clearing, all vendor open items are cleared and the amount will be parked in outgoing payment clearing account. Now, why we are understanding this step? Just for the purpose of understanding the EBS only. Now, this is the last entry. When you upload the EBS file into SAP, then system will post this entry: outgoing payment clearing account debit to main bank account. So till payment debited in bank, amount is parked in this intermediary account. That is the concept. The main bank account balance should always be equal to your bank account balance. That is the concept. So when you are working with EBS, this entry is relevant entry. So now we are automating. When we are uploading, system will post this entry. This is purely based on configuration. Typically, we will follow this process for payment side. Now coming to the customer, if you have direct deposits like direct transfers from the vendor as well, we won't have this. If you are getting any information after making the payment, if the vendor is informing the business, then end user will post these entries. If you don't want to post this intermediary entry, then directly you want to post this final entry, main vendor account debit to main bank account. That is also possible based on the business requirement. You have to do the configuration. Coming to the customer, making the payment to the customer against the bill. A direct deposit. Here the business process, we are making the sales to the customer on credit, and then customer will give the he's transferring the amount directly to our bank account on due date based on the payment terms. Now in EBS, if you are making any sales to the customer, any cash transaction like a cash purchase or a cash sales, those transactions are won't come under the picture of EBS. This is purely credit sales. So when you do the billing from VF01, system will post customer account debit to sales account. If you are if it is coming from the SD side, if you are posting directly from Enjoy transactions, FI vendor, then customer account debit, sales account, or depends on the case, accounts will change, but customer here is debit only. Now coming to the direct deposit, in this scenario, we are not going to post any entries here. End user won't post any entries because we want to reduce this end user workload here. This he will make the payment directly, that will be get deposited into our bank. Then when you upload bank statement into SAP, system will post this entry: main bank account debit, customer account credit. Here we have only one question here: how we are going to clear this open item? That is the main issue here, because how system will identify which invoice is due and for against which invoice customer is making the payment. That we will see in upcoming classes. Here, two entries only. First entry, there is no, for direct deposit we don't have any entry. Third entry. So from EBS point of view, this is a relevant entry. This one, main bank account debit to customer. If your business process direct deposit by the customer. Third case, the case is the customer only, and here customer is giving the check to the business, and business will deposit the check into the bank. So now when you account the invoice, customer account debit to sales account, when you receive the check from the customer, and end user will post this entry: incoming payment clearing account debit to customer account. This entry you can also post if you are receiving any transfers, direct deposit case also, but purely that depends on a business process. You have to discuss this with the business before making any configuration. Accordingly, we have to do the EBS configuration. Otherwise, the system won't clear any open items and won't post anything. Everything will be on account. Now coming to last entry, when amount is credited to main bank account, when you upload the EBS statement, main bank account debit to incoming payment clearing account credit, system will post this entry. Here we have three entries: first entry, second entry, third entry. This is the relevant entry for our configuration. Coming to the direct debits by the bank commission, bank charges, or other direct debits, system will post this entry. When you upload the bank statement to SAP, system will